Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Easy English Class. I'm Marco, and I'm here with the amazing Erika today. How are you feeling, Erika?
I'm fantastic, Marco. Thanks for asking. Actually, I'm really excited about today's lesson because we're covering something that changes everything for English learners.
Oh, really? That sounds intriguing. Before we dive in, everyone, if you're enjoying our content, please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. Your support helps us create more lessons like this one.
Absolutely. And if you find this episode helpful, give us a thumbs up and share it with anyone who's learning English. Every like and share makes a real difference in helping us reach more students worldwide.
So, Erika, you mentioned this topic as a game changer. What exactly are we talking about today?
Today, we're exploring how to train your brain to think directly in English instead of translating from your native language. It's one of the most powerful skills you can develop as a language learner.
Think in English? That sounds amazing, but also a bit intimidating. Is it really possible for intermediate learners to do this?
Not only is it possible, it's actually much easier than most people realize. The key is understanding how your brain works and giving it the right kind of practice. It's like building a muscle. Start small, practice regularly, and you'll see incredible progress.
I love that analogy. So it's like mental exercise for language learning. Before we get into the techniques, let me ask you something, Erika. When you were learning your second language, did you struggle with translation in your head?
Oh, absolutely. I remember having conversations where I'd think of a word in my native language, mentally translate it to English, and then speak. By the time I finished that process, the conversation had moved on to a completely different topic.
That's so relatable. I think many of our viewers experience exactly that. Your brain is working overtime, thinking, translating, constructing sentences, and by the time you're ready to speak, the moment has passed. It's exhausting, isn't it?
It really is. And that's exactly why thinking directly in English is such a breakthrough. When you eliminate that translation step, everything becomes faster, more natural, and honestly, much more enjoyable. Have any of you watching experienced this translation delay in conversations?
So, how do we make this shift? Where do we begin with training our brains to think in English?
Great question. Let's start with strategy number 1, which I call Narrate Your Life. This means creating a running commentary in English about everything you're doing throughout your day.
A running commentary? Like a sports announcer describing a game?
Exactly like that. But instead of describing a football match, you're describing your own daily activities. For example, right now I could think, I'm sitting in the studio. I'm talking to Marco. The lights are bright. I feel happy.
Oh, I see. So instead of just going through my morning routine on autopilot, I could think, I'm opening my eyes. The sun is coming through the window. I'm reaching for my phone. The screen is too bright. Is that what you mean?
Perfect. You've got it exactly right. And notice how these are simple, short sentences using present continuous tense. You don't need complex grammar when you're starting out. Basic sentences work beautifully for building this habit.
This is brilliant. So I could do this while making breakfast. I'm opening the refrigerator. I'm taking out the milk. The milk is cold. I'm pouring it into my cereal bowl.
Exactly. And here's what's happening in your brain when you do this. You're creating direct connections between English words and the actual objects or actions. No translation middleman needed. When you see milk and immediately think milk, instead of translating from your language, you're building real fluency.
That makes so much sense. It's like you're rewiring your brain to associate English directly with reality. How long should someone practice this narration technique each day?
The beautiful thing is, you can do it anytime, anywhere. While brushing your teeth, walking to work, cooking dinner, or even just sitting on the bus. Even 5 to 10 minutes several times a day will make a tremendous difference over time. What's a daily activity you could practice this with?
I love how accessible this is. So that's strategy number one: narrate your life in simple English sentences. What's strategy number two?
Strategy number 2 is what I call immerse your senses. This means surrounding yourself with English input that engages your ears and eyes. Basically, flooding your brain with natural English so it starts recognizing patterns automatically.
So we're talking about listening and watching content in English, like movies, TV shows, podcasts.
Yes, but here's the crucial part. It needs to be at an appropriate level. And most importantly, it needs to be content you genuinely enjoy. If you're forcing yourself to watch something boring just because it's in English, your brain will resist and learning becomes torture.
That's such an important point. So instead of forcing myself to watch complicated news broadcasts that make my head hurt, I should find content that matches both my English level and my personal interests.
Exactly. If you love cooking, watch cooking shows or recipe videos in English. If you're passionate about fitness, find workout instructors who teach in English. If you enjoy gaming, watch gameplay videos with English commentary. The key is engagement. When you're genuinely interested, your brain absorbs language naturally.
I'm a huge basketball fan. So, watching basketball games with English commentary or analysis videos would be perfect practice for me. And I'd probably learn all kinds of sports vocabulary naturally without even trying.
Perfect example. And here's a bonus tip within this strategy. Watch content with subtitles at first, but try to use English subtitles rather than your native language. This way, you're training your brain to connect spoken English with written English, not with translation.
Oh, that's clever. So, English audio plus English subtitles creates a double reinforcement effect. What about music? I know a lot of English learners love listening to English songs.
Music is fantastic for language learning. Songs are repetitive, they have rhythm and melody that help with memorization, and they're emotionally engaging. When you connect an emotion to language, it sticks in your memory much more effectively. Think about how many song lyrics you remember even years after hearing them.
So true. I still remember every word to songs I learned as a teenager. What kind of music would you recommend for English learners?
Start with pop music because the lyrics tend to be simpler and more repetitive. Artists like Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, or older Beatles songs use relatively straightforward English. As your level improves, you can explore more complex lyrics. Do you have a favorite English song that helped you learn?
I learned so much vocabulary from listening to acoustic singer-songwriter music. The slower tempo made it easier to catch the words. Okay, so strategy two is immersing ourselves in English content we actually enjoy: videos, podcasts, music. What's strategy number three?
Strategy number 3 is practice productive output, which means actively using English, even when you're alone. Most learners think they need a conversation partner to practice speaking, but you can start training your brain right now, by yourself, in your own room.
Speaking to ourselves? Won't people think we're a bit crazy if they catch us talking to ourselves?
Maybe, but honestly, lots of successful language learners do this, and it's incredibly effective. You can practice in private spaces, in your car during your commute, in the shower, while going for a walk with headphones in so people think you're on a phone call.
That's actually genius. So, what should I talk about when I'm practicing alone?
One powerful exercise is describing your environment in detail. Look around the room you're in right now and describe everything you see out loud. For example, there's a desk against the wall. On the desk, I see a laptop computer. The laptop is silver. Next to it, there's a coffee mug. The mug is white with a blue design.
Let me try. I'm looking at our studio right now. I see three cameras. The cameras are pointing at us. Behind Erika, there's a bookshelf. The bookshelf has many colorful books. There's also a plant. The plant has green leaves.
Excellent! See how naturally that flowed once you started? And notice you didn't translate anything. You just looked at objects and described them directly in English. That's exactly the skill we're building.
This feels really good. It's like my brain is making direct connections. What other speaking exercises can we do alone?
Another fantastic exercise is summarizing your day before bed. Lie in bed and mentally review everything that happened, but narrate it in English. Today, I woke up at 7. I had coffee and toast for breakfast. I drove to work. At work, I had 3 meetings. In the afternoon, I talked to my colleague Maria about a project.
Oh, I love this. It's like keeping a verbal diary in English. And I imagine this also helps with past tense practice since you're talking about completed actions.
Absolutely. You're practicing grammar naturally without even thinking about rules. You're also building the habit of organizing your thoughts in English, which is crucial for fluency. When you do this regularly, you'll notice that English thoughts start coming automatically during the day, not just during practice time.
That's the ultimate goal, right? For English to become so natural that we're not even conscious of switching to it.
Exactly. And here's one more speaking exercise: imaginary conversations. Practice conversations you might actually have in real life. For example, ordering at a restaurant, asking for directions, introducing yourself at a party. Actually speak the words out loud, both parts of the conversation.
So I could practice, "Hello, I'd like to order a pizza. What toppings do you have?" "Great. I'll take a large pepperoni pizza with extra cheese." "How long will it take?" "Perfect, thank you." That's really practical preparation for real situations.
Exactly. And when the real situation arrives, your brain will already have practiced it, so the words will come much more easily. You're literally rehearsing for real life.
These three strategies are incredible. Let's recap for everyone watching. Strategy 1: narrate your daily life in simple English sentences. Strategy 2: immerse yourself in English content you genuinely enjoy. Strategy 3: practice speaking actively even when you're alone. Is that right?
Perfect summary. And here's something really important I want everyone to understand. This is not a quick fix. Training your brain to think in another language takes time and consistent practice. You won't wake up tomorrow thinking fluently in English.
Right, it's a gradual process. How long does it typically take before students notice a real difference?
It varies by person, but most students who practice these strategies consistently, even just 10 to 15 minutes daily, start noticing changes within a few weeks. They find themselves spontaneously thinking of English words without translating. They catch themselves narrating activities automatically. Small victories like these build momentum.
That's encouraging. So we're talking about small, consistent practice rather than marathon study sessions?
Exactly. 15 minutes of focused practice every single day is far more effective than studying for 3 hours once a week. Your brain needs regular, repeated exposure to build new neural pathways. Think of it like learning a musical instrument. Daily practice, even if brief, produces better results than sporadic long sessions.
That makes it feel much more manageable. I think many learners feel overwhelmed and think they need hours of free time to make progress, but actually, these short daily practices are more powerful. What about mistakes? I know I'll make lots of them when practicing alone.
Mistakes are absolutely essential to the learning process. When you practice alone, you'll definitely say things incorrectly sometimes, and that's perfectly okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is building the habit of thinking and speaking in English. Over time, through input from watching and listening, you'll naturally correct your own mistakes.
So, we shouldn't be afraid of making errors during this private practice time. It's a safe space to experiment and build confidence.
Exactly. And here's something liberating. When you're practicing alone, nobody's judging you. There's no pressure, no embarrassment, no fear. You can make every mistake imaginable, and it's all part of your learning journey. Have you ever felt afraid to speak English because you might make mistakes?
Definitely. I think that fear of making errors holds so many learners back from practicing speaking. This private practice approach removes that barrier completely.
That's why it's so powerful. You build confidence and skills in private. Then, when real conversations happen, you're much more prepared and much less anxious. You've already practiced thinking in English, so it comes more naturally.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else our viewers should know about training their brains to think in English?
Yes, remember to be patient and kind to yourself. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Some days you'll feel like you're making amazing progress, and other days it might feel harder. Both are completely normal. The key is consistency, not perfection. Just keep showing up and practicing, even when it feels challenging.
That's beautiful advice. And I think our viewers should remember that every single fluent English speaker once struggled with exactly what you're struggling with now. We all started from zero. The only difference between fluent speakers and beginners is time and practice.
Perfectly said. And one final tip: celebrate small victories. When you catch yourself thinking an English word without translating, celebrate it. When you successfully describe your morning routine out loud in English, celebrate it. Those small wins accumulate into major fluency over time.
I love that positive approach. This has been such an enlightening conversation, Erika. I feel like our viewers now have a clear roadmap for training their brains to think in English. Thank you so much for sharing these strategies.
Thank you, Marco, and thank you to everyone watching for investing time in your English learning journey. We're so proud of your dedication.
Before we finish, we have a challenge for all of you. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Tell us, which of these 3 strategies will you start practicing today? Will you narrate your daily activities? Will you watch English content about your hobbies? Or will you practice speaking to yourself?
And here's a bonus question. What's one English phrase or sentence you thought about today without translating? Share it in the comments. We want to celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems.
Remember to subscribe to Easy English Class if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a lesson. We post new content regularly to help you on your fluency journey.
Please share this video with friends or family members who are learning English too. Together, we can all support each other in becoming more confident English speakers.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and remember, every single day of practice is bringing you closer to fluency.
Take care, everyone. We believe in you, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Happy learning.
Goodbye.